So today we're going to be reviewing the Bad Batch Crosshair. Now this is a normal variation of Crosshair. We're going to go ahead and look at the articulation, the accessories, the accuracy to the figure, as well as that box design. So we're going to go ahead and look at the box design first. You guys can see that it does say Star Wars The Bad Batch. It says his name at the bottom where it says Crosshair. And on the side you do have part of the mural, which is actually pretty iconic for these newer Black Series boxes. So we're gonna go ahead and unbox this figure and go straight into the accessories first. Then we'll look at the actual figure. So here we have a quick trace shot of Crosshair, as you guys can see. Now let's get into it. So for the first accessory, we do have Crosshair's backpack. This is actually pretty decent in my opinion. Now all of the Bad Batch figures do come with a backpack. Has a little pin right there that goes in the back, and it also has a slit right here where you do put his weapon, which is decent. Decent design. I'm not really too mad at it. Didn't think it would actually have this. My first time seeing this. Now let's go ahead and look at the rest of the accessories. So here we have a blaster, which is no surprise. Most Star Wars figures do come with some sort of weapon like this. And here we have a basic blaster, nothing too crazy. Let's go ahead and look at the next thing. So here we have Crosshair's iconic weapon, which it is a sniper. Now I'm not sure exactly the variant or the version of this one is. Basic molding in my opinion, no really paint application, but it does a job. Nice to have this. Of course, this is something that he should have because he is a sniper in the show. I do like this design. Great weapon. Let's go ahead and look at the last thing, which is technically an accessory, but basically not. So here we have Crosshair's helmet. I don't consider this an accessory, but basically it kind of is. Now he does have this little rangefinder right here because he is a sniper. The overall design is executed very well. Decent paint application, decent mold. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied for this. Let's go ahead and grab the figure and start doing our initial review. So here we have Crosshair. It's a decent figure. I really do like this. We're gonna go ahead and look at the accuracy first and the detail of the figure. Now you guys do notice that he does have a good amount of paint application here on the figure. The mold is really good. Does have a lot of wear and scratches here. Now it doesn't have any kind of paint wash on there. If it did, it would be pretty dope. He does have this little thing here, which I'm not sure what purpose this serves, more so just armor. Now this plastic shoulder piece right here is very flimsy and can break, so I really wouldn't advise moving it all that much. He does have this strap right here, which he has his ammunition. He also comes with a holster, which is good for his weapon. Overall, the design is really good, but that head sculpt looks really good as well. Now this is an animated figure or an animated character, so putting it in the realistic form won't really always transition well, but this one looks fairly decent. Now he does have some gray markings on his face. Not sure if that's supposed to be like that or if it's defective. It's kind of weird. I might have to look back into that. But you guys can see on his eyes, he does have that tattoo or mark. So you guys can see his hair, how it's combed forward. Looks really decent in my opinion. That gray color. Now I'm not sure if it's dyed or bleached gray or he just gray just because. Overall, it's a nice design. This figure is really good. You guys can see the detail right here in the shoulder pad, the torso. Overall, this figure is really good. You guys have that pin right there on the back for the backpack. Overall, a great figure and no complaints whatsoever. So next we're going to go ahead and look at the articulation. Now these figures have been a hit or miss as far as articulation. So we're going to go ahead and look at the elbows and the knees. So first we're going to go ahead and check the knees to see what it has. And as you guys can see, it is single jointed, which does kind of suck. Because this is a figure that I would like to have a lot of articulation just because he's a sniper. Definitely have a lot of different poses. And when it comes to the elbows, I'm pretty sure it's going to end up being single jointed. And sadly, it is a single jointed elbow. Does suck for a figure like this. And when it comes to ab crunch, it's fairly decent. Not really, it's hindered just slightly, but not that bad. He is going to look a little awkward with the pouch going forward. And I cannot raise his arm up higher. I mean, you technically could, but you do risk in damaging these shoulder pads. So I'm not really sure if I like the way they designed shoulder pads are like this, but it's okay. You know, if this figure had double jointed elbows, butterfly joints, then I guess I would, you know, understand, but it doesn't. This does not have butterfly joints, as you guys can tell. If you can, when it comes to the head sculpt, it can go up pretty good, it can go down fairly decent, it goes left and right pretty good as well. There is no toe articulation in this figure, and the ankle is on a hinge, and it doesn't really go too much down or up. And there is thigh swivel, or at least knee swivel, I guess you would call this. Not sure the actual term for this, but it does swivel right here at the knee. Doesn't swivel on the thighs at all. Overall, when it comes to articulation, man, it's really not that great. And I'll definitely give this a rating. Towards the end of the video, we will rate this figure overall. Now let's go ahead and toss all the accessories this figure comes with and have a closer look at that. So here we have Crosshair with all the accessories put in place. We have the backpack, the rifle in hand, his helmet on, and his blaster right here in the holster. Overall, it's a really good design. I think he can't turn his head left and right still with the helmet. Looks up and down basically the same. Now, also what I didn't know about this blaster right here, or the sniper, that he can go right here on the slit, but there's also a little pin right here in which you could just attach the weapon right there, which is really good in my opinion. Like that, it has different versatility as far as displaying it wise. Not a bad figure in my opinion. Now, this figure isn't without flaws, and I don't mind some of the flaws this figure had just because it's a really good figure overall. We're going to go ahead and consider the articulation first. So when it comes to the articulation of Crosshair, we're going to give this figure a decent 6.5 out of 10. With the single jointed elbows, single jointed knees, barely any ab crunch. This is a figure that you would want to pose a lot only because he's a sniper. You kind of want to have him in many different positions. But when it comes to accuracy that this figure portrays in the Bad Batch TV series, I'll definitely give this a 7 out of 10. Although it's pretty well accurate as far as with his helmet on, I do think his head sculpt is a little wonky. And just the overall design could be have a little bit more of a wash to it, because it does appear to have so in the TV show. And when it comes to the accessories, I'll definitely give this figure a 7 out of 10. The backpack, both blasters are really good. I like the iconic sniper right here. Definitely a 7 out of 10. And when it comes to the box art, I'll definitely give that one a 7 out of 10 as well. And when it comes to the figure overall, whether I think you guys should pick this up or not, I'll definitely give this figure a decent 7.5 out of 10. And I definitely recommend this if you guys can get this figure at a decent price. Now, let me know down in the comment section below if you guys ended up picking this version of Crosshair. And if you did, what is your favorite aspect of this figure? And I'll see you guys in the next Bad Batch video.